Hello everyone, welcome to today's video cast. I'm your host Momo, and today I'm going to be doing the same thing I do every week, which is elaborate on my most recent Medium article. Again, quick reminder, video cast format won't be here forever. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have something a little bit more professional and face facing. That's a, I don't know. Anyway, you'll be able to see my face. So everything that I mention in this video, if it's a link, it'll be in the description. And okay, there is one piece of additional news that is in relation to this article, but we'll go back over that towards the end. And so last year I released a course which was the Twitter retention mini course, and the best way to relay some of that information was to have a Discord server. It's been sitting there gathering dust, so I decided to give it a bit of a dust off, change a few things, and it is now a very early stage community. I had to get rid of a few people who weren't engaging with the course itself last time, so it's pointless having people in there that wouldn't engage this time. Added a few people from my old the old crew from community I was involved in, and yeah, that I'm going to talk about why that matters in this blog, but just an update to say this community will be live soon. I hope it doesn't, but the group itself might rub people up the wrong way. Mainly because I'm going to try and make it a space where people aren't posting platitudes. I don't want to hear any more top 10 books that involve Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Atomic Habits. All of that stuff is, apart from being repetitive, the main thing to remember is that there are 20 to 30 groups already doing this sort of thing, so what's the point in having another one? There is no point. But there's also a bit of a, let's just say, an overtly masculine space. That's what business Twitter comes across as, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily true. So this is the space I want to create. Is going to be more inclusive. There won't be any misogyny. I won't allow anything like that because I don't like reading it. So there's no way I'm going to promote something in a group that I run. So at the minute, I'm looking at the technical stuff, but I'm also looking at the manifesto-ish sort of stuff. So more stuff will be coming out soon about that. Guidelines will be set and more details to follow. So let's dive into this. So the article that I published on Medium Tuesday or maybe yesterday, the title is Turning the Twitter Algorithm Engagement Dip in Your Favor. Okay, so it's live. Link is in the description. So let's talk about some of the background. Quickly, I just want to state that I'm pausing the mini-series, which was creating on a client-based sort of stuff. I'd done two articles on that. There's at least another one, but possibly a second article that sprung to mind. I'll be going back to that next week, but I think the Twitter algorithm is more topical and pressing, so I'm going to talk about that today. So the Twitter's algorithm, I would say, has gone a bit pear-shaped. Organic engagement is definitely down. People are reporting fewer followers, so there's definitely a growth stagnation. And I'm not, just to state though, I'm not just talking about smaller accounts, sub 1,000 accounts. I've been speaking to people who have anywhere from 600 and odd followers all the way up to over 20,000. This is not just a phenomenon for smaller accounts. It is bigger accounts, and then we're also talking about newer accounts that are growing rapidly have all of a sudden plateaued. I don't mean they've stopped, but there's just a significant enough pause in activity to go, what's going on here? Why is this happening? So, and just another note, I'm not talking about less popular niches. I'm talking. I've been speaking to people in the fitness, muscle sort of niche. That's very, very popular. So confusing, confounding, bit of both. I'm not really sure what to think about it, but so yes, I've in addition to speaking to people, I've also done some studying online to see who else is talking about this. And from what I've learned from everything, um, why have I put DMs here? Sorry, my script is not accurate. DMs, retweets have been consigned to the vanity metric bin, so they're joining the rule buddy likes there. Retweets don't seem to be doing anything. I can attest to that because normally when I've sent retweets out, other people's tweets that I push get a few likes, and it just doesn't happen anymore. They're just generally cluttering up my timeline. Even though I get rid of them after a certain amount of time, it's completely pointless really now. Especially if I mean, a lot of the retweets, if you're in engagement groups, you can't tailor them to your niche or your interests or even ones that are adjacent. Sometimes you are posting stuff that you might find interesting but isn't particularly in line with the people who are in your audience. Those sorts of things now, it just seems completely pointless unless I see a piece of content that I think people will like. I'm no longer going to retweet it, full stop. Which I think definitely has a positive side to it. So we'll have to look at the positives here, which is really what the article is about. Another thing, comments are king. That's the new way to look at things. Comments are the things that are getting prioritized by the algorithm. Unfortunately, it has led to a bit of a dumpster look to it, because you'll see lots of comments made by people who are in your circle, but you don't see the original tweet at first, so it looks a bit cluttered and a bit odd. And 2 seconds, I'm just gonna have to log out of Discord because it's doing its bloopy bloop and it's really annoying. Oh, where are you? This is the thing that I don't like about Discord. I'm going to sing its praises soon, but that bloopy, I can't get rid of the notifications. It doesn't matter what I do. Bloopity bloopity bloop. So anyway, we're back after that technical glitch. Okay, so the timeline's littered with comments without context, and it doesn't look good. But again, there's something you could look at there, because people who do the method of engaging with bigger accounts, medium accounts, to create a cycle of engagement, a lot of the time you're told, write something valuable that could be used as a standalone tweet yourself. So again, if you start thinking about that, there's some opportunities there. Organic engagement has taken a beating. We've already covered that slightly. Even using engagement groups doesn't appear to give much of a boost. This, I think, is an underlying problem. We'll go into that a little bit more soon, but that's just an overview of how the changes seem to be shaping up. So, yep, I think it's a bit weird. That's my personal take. I can imagine Musk's fans being a bit torn about where this sits with them. That doesn't include me. I'm not a fan of him, but I'm also not that worried about things. As I've been alluding to, the problems I think can be flipped. It could be teething problems. The timeline has been glitchy for a while. The copy link and bookmark button flip around every so often, which means I've bookmarked some of my stuff inadvertently. So every limitation and obstacle, there's an opportunity there's new opportunities. And that's really what the Medium article goes into in more detail. And rather than saying this, what's happening with my organic engagement, oh no, I'm not getting as many followers, and that stuff sucks, especially if you're trying to build an audience. And I presume for the people who rely solely on Twitter to make money without doing anything sort of sustainable, I think this could become a bit of a problem for them. And I certainly think there's a problem for engagement groups. Okay, but let's forget about all that. You can read more in the Medium article. I don't want to just go through it sort of verbatim and make commentary on it. It would be better if you read that and then listen to this. My proposal, I think people should start their own groups. I think they should form alliances or strengthen the ones they've got. Take control of your engagement. And I'll be honest, I foresee a looming problem with the typical sort of engagement groups as they are now. In particular, the comment sharing function that most of them have. The comments, the quality of them anyway, are usually dismal. There's no point in sugarcoating it. You will sometimes get monosyllabic or a couple of words. Just go something like "Hey bro, great thread." Oh, my favorite is still okay. I mean, though they're not comments. They're basically people who have an obligation to make 5 comments on the previous ones so they can post theirs, and they just say anything. And it's just there's no thought put into it. It's just to ensure that they comply with the rules of that group. That sort of thinking is going to be a problem. It doesn't take long to make a comment, to be honest. Take a few more minutes to make comments, and this is a general comment to everybody on Twitter, business Twitter. Take more time with the comments you make. Even if you can't get into the subject matter, find something to relate to, spend 5 minutes and just think, what can I say that adds value, or at least lets the person know that I've read this? I presume that's again the problem. People aren't reading them. They're just like, what can I say? I'll just send out my stock answer. Cool, bro, and get on with it. That sort of thinking isn't going to get anyone anywhere. So it sounds mighty precarious to me. That sort of setting, anyway, for the typical sort of churny, burny engagement groups, of which I am still a part of, but I don't know how long that's going to be true. So, with all that in mind, that's why I've started my own community. I got some people who I know or make quality posts. I don't have to say to them, look, make quality posts. I know that they're doing that. I know that they're building an audience credibly. I know that they're successful. A majority of them are either doing well, writing good content, or they already have a good, sustainable system in place where they're making money. They are working towards a goal. Some of them are working towards getting clients. All of them, in whichever way you look at it, they're ready to go, and that's why I asked them to come on board. And plus, I don't see that stuff as often since I left the group we were all in. So for me, it was just a good excuse to try and get everyone back together. It's very small at the minute, and I'm going to be opening it up to more people soon, especially more people that I know. But at the minute, I wanted to keep it very, very small. While I work out my knowledge gaps, I need to work out how to set up a group so that new people can join. And I'm going to be honest, newer people joining, not in the next one, because I'm going to still invite people that I know first. The one after that, when I open it up to the public, it will be a subscription-based thing. I'll probably keep it quite low, $10, maybe even $5. I'll see how much I can get away with charging on the lower end, because I don't want it to be expensive. But I need to make sure that people who are in it now are allowed to stay in it, if that makes sense. So there's some knowledge gaps I need to plug. I need to write the guidelines, because the guidelines are important, and that is going to be all about no platitudes and no sexism. So the reason I'm saying this is I want to see change. I'm not feeling that positive about some of the changes, but I do see opportunities. So for me, the opportunity is better quality comments, and you can only get that with people who care about what you're writing. And people who care about your writing, it's reciprocal. I care about what they're doing, they care about what I'm doing. That is going to implicitly bring you better comments. You're then going, it's gonna, you can start to see how the sustainable angle goes here. What the better, what you put in comes out. It's as simple as that. It's like that in every single system on Earth. So yeah, you have to be the change you want to see. Start your own group, just regardless of what platform you use. It could be Discord, it could be Telegram, it could be email, it could be Facebook, it could be maybe Instagram. I don't know. I don't like Instagram at the moment. I should probably just leave that before I go off on a tangent. Even Twitter DMs. It doesn't matter. The platform doesn't matter. It matters that you're going to get better comments, that you can get people in your niche that are passionate about the subject and who have oodles of things to add. So goodbye, pointless inane drivel. Hello, valuable input. And trust me, bros, it'll be worth it in the long run. So, for example, let's say you and 10 of your friends on Twitter are muscle bros. Think about, like, if you're in an engagement group where you find people who do productivity, or they just post some platitudes, or they're investors, or they are copywriters, or they are just whatever, you know what I mean? That TikTok promoters. Those people may say something good, or they may just go, "Hey, great video, bro. Wow, I will do this too. Great. Okay." I mean, that's crap. Those comments are not going to help you in your goals. Whereas if you have 5 or 10 people who are doing the same thing as you, and you post a video on the best cowbell exercises, or best ways to increase mass, or anything like that, and you are talking to 10 people who do go to the gym regularly, who are looking at their diets and all of this sort of stuff, they're going to give you far more value when you tweet than 5 to 10 random people from different niches. Some of them clearly have never seen a gym in their life. You can start to see the improvement that you can do. Does it require more work? Yeah, of course it does. Is it worth it? 100%. You will feel passionate about it. The extra work you put in will just fade away. Everyone will benefit from it. I can't see any downsides to this. And plus, I do think there is a looming problem for the sort of copy and paste engagement groups, because the engagement is going down. This artificial engagement that they give is also it's not cutting through as much. Who knows though, the algorithm could completely change again and we're just back to where we were. But that's my take. So please, if you can read the article, that would be great. If you're on Medium, give it a clap. Give me a follow. If you're on Twitter, give me a follow. A like on the subsequent tweet or thread that's going to incorporate this video. The links to the article in the description, and that's it. I don't really have anything else to add other than watch this space within the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully, maybe 4 weeks, I'll be able to open up the community to more people. That's a wrap for today. So please subscribe. The button is below, and you can tap the thing for notifications. And there's a link to my newsletter as well. I'm going to start ramping up my newsletter game. Today's edition will include this video. And there we go. Everything you need to contact me is also in the bio, so please don't be shy. Feel free to send me feedback, to make any comments on today's video or the article itself, or if you have any content requests that you think I would be able to cover, anything at all, please DM or email. I'd love to hear from you. That's it. I've been your host, Momo. I hope you all have a great week. We're getting close to the weekend. I hope you've got some cool things planned, some downtime. And that's it. Over and out. Take care. Form your own groups.